What's up, everyone? It's your girl, Dr. Shonna, and we're going to have a short late night conversation today on Sunday. I know you guys have become so accustomed to seeing me on a Friday for Mental Health Fridays, but I have not been up on my Mental Health Fridays like I would like to. Things have been pretty crazy in my personal life, so I am going to get back to that family when I'm going live on Fridays for Mental Health Fridays. But today, I want to talk about some things that's in the news regarding Brianna Taylor's death. And I want you guys to play chess with me. Today is not a game of checkers. We are going to play chess. So while other people are being notified that I am live, I need you all to do me a beautiful favor. As always, let's go ahead and share the video. Let people know that we are here. Let people know that we are talking about the chess strategy used in this Brianna Taylor's uncovering, letting people know that we're going to have a good, wholesome conversation tonight. I'm going to try to keep it PG-13. I think I've been doing well with that. But let everyone know that we are on. And as people start coming on and saying their hellos, I appreciate that. Make sure you go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Not only giving this video a thumbs up on YouTube, but also on Facebook. Share all the different emotions. Let people know that we are here in order for us to have a critical conversation and make sure everybody that wants to be involved is involved in our conversation. We have to do our job with sharing this video. Somebody says, so glad to see this topic, Dr. Shonna. I hope you are, because I'm going to bring it to you guys from a different perspective. You know, I bring a lot of things to a different perspective, and there's no right and there's no wrong. There are different ways of us looking at things through multiple angles. So I want to bring you another angle to look at this, and I want you all to be prepared to play chess, because too many of y'all are playing checkers, and we have to give up on that game. Checkers do not do well for us as a family. You know what I mean? Okay, so somebody said, Mental Health Friday, you were on IG. That was fun seeing that side of you. Thank you so much, Growing Up Jamaica. Yes, on Mental Health Friday, I was on Instagram Live. Which I would be doing that too. But I didn't want to go live on Instagram. It's just something that I did. I would have much rather come here. But the topic that I'm going to cover on Mental Health Friday, I'm not yet finished with my research. So it's going to take me some time to be able to give you something meaningful, but I will do it. In the end time, in between time, so won't waste any more time, ladies, visit helpingcouplesreconnect.com so that you too can get your pheromone perfume. Whether it is in this format or this format, you want to get your pheromone perfume. You also want to get your massage oil candles. I don't know about you all ladies, but my partner and I, have become very accustomed to just giving each other massages. The candles will never burn your skin. It heightens the connection between the two. But most importantly, it's relaxing. It's relaxing and it feels good. Who doesn't want a massage? I want a massage all the time. So let's keep going. Let's keep having, thank you, Miss Abi. Let's keep having these thought-provoking discussions, right? Like she said, let's have these thought-provoking discussions, and the candles smell delicious. Thank you. I hope you're using them. I hope your boo is rubbing you down. But just to relax you, you know what I mean? Just to relax you. So let's talk about this. I don't know if you all are aware of what's been happening with Brianna Taylor's case. I know some of you guys, you may be new to my channel. You may be new to becoming conscious or aware or critically thinking about things that impact our community. Some people don't want to critically think, but in this community, we love to critically think. So with that being said, Brianna Taylor, her incident happened 2 years ago where Louisville, Kentucky Police Department, the Louisville Police Department raided her apartment unjustly, murdered her. I'm not going to say killed her because it was a murder. Like we're gonna call it for what it was. Murdered her in her apartment. Her boyfriend happened to survive it, but she did not. And for 2 years, this family has been fighting the U.S. government for justice for Brianna. You may see on many people's pages all over social media, justice for Brianna. Now, the news have been covering, and particularly CNN, not for nothing. I know y'all get excited about these kind of things, but I don't. But the news have been covering a new story where now there are 4 officers that are being charged with civil rights violations in respect to this key. Now, I want you to remember, for the purpose of today's conversation, the key word you need to underline, that you need to highlight, that you need to star and draw a circle around or write it bold is civil rights violation. See, this is how they get some of y'all. Okay, I'm jumping ahead. I know I'm jumping ahead because I was about to go in, but I know that some of y'all need some details so you can know why I'm about to go in. Because I know how my community is. We get excited about this stuff when our emotions are involved, and people know how to play on our emotions. They only have to throw some civil rights in there and we be all gang, right? We be ready for it. We be excited about time. We always do things like that, about time. We don't even know why half of us are saying about time, but if they tell us the civil rights violations are good, we believe it and we go with it. Even Brianna Taylor's mom, and my heart goes out to this woman, but even she was quoted as saying that it has taken 874 days for federal charges to be delivered. So I know that she believes in her heart of hearts that this is a great thing. I want to give you a different perspective on this. Our sister was killed March 13th, 2020. March 13, 2020. It is a little over 2 years, and this March it'll be 3 years since this murder has happened. And when you think about it, they have brought at least one other officer, if not other officers, in front of the court on state charges. And one officer that they brought up on state charges was acquitted of those charges. Another officer has lost their job, and I know it gave a lot of us some more distrust in the the justice system. And I know many of us was feeling some kind of way because we feel and have felt that every time there is a step taken in one of the cases against us, we feel and we have felt that the justice system will find a way to let people off and not hold people accountable for their actions and their behaviors. So now all of a sudden, you see all over mass media that there are 4 charges, federal charges, in the Brianna Taylor case. And many people in our community feel about time, justice will be served. Now, we tend to say that quite often. About time, justice is going to be served. That's the stuff that we like to say. Without any evidence, without any proof, we always say that. But I want to be able to go over what some of these charges, these federal charges are. Because I want to start painting a picture in your heads so that you all can start to understand. So you all can start to understand the trick bag that's being used against many of us. And unfortunately, there are too many of us that drink the juice and they'll go for it believing that this is a good thing and this administration is for the people. They're standing with us and they're going to help us out. So what are the charges? The charges mainly center on submitting a false affidavit to search her home, saying that information was omitted, saying that they knew that what they was submitting this search warrant on was not entirely true, knowing that they were not following rules or laws or whatever, regulations, in order for them to get a search warrant to go into their home. So they're being brought up on submitting false affidavits to search the home. They're being brought up on creating a false cover-up story to escape accountability for their role that they've been playing in getting this warrant issue that sent the officers into her home. They're being charged, y'all listening to me, y'all, right? They're being charged for that they willfully use unconstitutional excessive force. The unconstitutional excessive force is said to have been firing shots through her bedroom window while they lay there asleep, depriving both Brianna and her boyfriend of their constitutional rights. Willfully using unconstitutional excessive force is depriving their neighbors of their constitutional rights as well, because bullets entered their apartments as well. So they're coming up with this, and they're doing this because they're banking on a violation of the Fourth Amendment. Now let me stop for a second. Let me stop for just 1 second. What's going on, Trina? Trina shows up at all the live. She says federal courts and civil violations are serious. For example, in my town, a police officer bust someone's head with his baton and got 7 years in federal court. So to kill someone is very serious. To kill someone is very serious. But let's not get fooled by strategy here. Let's not get fooled. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong. But Trina, as I finish today's lesson, tell me if you think I am wrong. Now, I'm not going to predict anything, but I just want us to think critically. I want us to see things from multiple angles. No one is saying those charges aren't serious. But we have to first understand the Department of Justice. We also have to first understand who the Department of Justice serves. And we have to understand what is happening right now in this political climate, where we stand right now, August 2022. So it's the end of July, beginning of August, this is coming out. We got to understand strategy and chess moves. Right? We got to understand it. So as I was saying, family, I took a break to pause because I was telling you that all these charges are coming because they're banking on the Fourth Amendment. Right? And the reason why I paused because I want us to really start to understand. Study these amendments, people. Study the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Study these amendments. You got to really understand what the Constitution says and what the amendment says so you can understand how it arises to a federal level and what they try to bank on. You got to understand this, family. And in order for us to get free, as we say, in order for us to advance and stop the foolery and the shenanigans against us, we have to become politically smart and astute. Because when we are not, we are positioned to be taken advantage of over and over and over again. We are positioned for other people to capitalize off of us for their political gain. They're banking on the Fourth Amendment, right? If they find that there's a violation of the Fourth Amendment, to give you some examples, obstruction of law comes with a maximum sentence of 20 years. And conspiracy of false statements come with the maximum penalty of 5 years. But we have to first understand why they're using the Fourth Amendment. And to understand this, to understand the Bill of Rights. Just give me 1 second, people, because we're about to get in some real slick stuff. We're about to get into it. But I need y'all to give me a second. Right, there go Mr. Tussin. You going there, right? You jumping ahead. He like, sidebar, y'all. Sidebar for just a second. Mr. Tussin is like one of them students in class. You know, the students in class that read their homework, and when none of us read our homework, right, and they got all the answers, they come in class and they're ready and they jumping ahead. They talking over the teacher. They talking over the professor because they read their homework last night and they ready, right? This is Mr. Tussin, but he's right. Mr. Tussin is right, but Mr. Tussin, slow down for a second, all right? Don't jump ahead of the people. Not everybody's where you are at. We have to bring everybody up to speed. And that's the problem with us, right? We don't realize that we have to be on the same speed, the same page, the same pace, so we can move in unison. Right, Mr. Tussin? So I'm going to get them there. Just slow your horses down just a moment, but they're going to get there. They're going to get there. What does the Fourth Amendment say, family? What does the Fourth Amendment say? Right? Somebody said busting with information, right? Busting with information. We're going to get there. The Fourth Amendment is part of the Bill of Rights to the U.S. Constitution. And what it says is the people have a right to be secure in their homes. Right? Y'all follow me. Y'all got to follow this bouncing ball so you can understand the strategy. The people have a right. They're talking about the people, American citizens. We have the right to be secure in our homes. 1. It also says 2, we have the right to be free from false warrants and unreasonable searches. 3, we have the right to be free from the use of unjustifiable and excessive force by the police. I mean, there should be all types of civil rights violations, if you want to be honest, right? There should be all types of civil rights violation filed all the time because so many of us are subjected to excessive force by the police. So there should be all types of civil rights violations, right? What's new? What's new? I'm just asking y'all a question. What's new? If this is what the Bill of Rights says, and we know this goes on in our community over and over again, why now? Why now? Right? You have to understand that when it comes to these federal charges, these are the 4 officers being brought up now. 874 days later, it might be 75, 76 days by now, but 870 some odd days later, these four officers who were not previously charged are being brought up on charges now. Now, as I stated before, on a state level, there was an officer who was charged. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm telling you this for a reason. On a state level, there was an officer who was charged, and he was brought up on these charges. He went to all these, court thingies, and he was acquitted on all 3 counts of endangerment. However, he was fired. Right? He was fired. But we already know how that goes. You can get fired from this police department, apply to another police department, and get rehired. We already know how that goes. These current officers were not on the scene, at least 3 out of the 4 of them. They were the ones who put together the information to get the warrant. So they're being brought up on conspiracy and false document charges. Now, in order for you to understand why I'm slowing you down, and I'm saying for you to pretty much understand their chess move, you have to understand a couple of things. 1, you have to understand the amendments. 2, ready for this, people, because we're about to get juicy. You got to understand the Department of Justice. And you got to understand the Department of Justice in order for you to play chess. In order for you to understand where they are positioned at on the chessboard and what their next move is. Because none of this stuff is a secret to me. But for some people, it's hidden. Because we get excited when we think that finally someone's going to bring it up on federal charges because our civil rights are constantly being violated. This is not 1865, people. This is not 1965, people. This is not 1957, people. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. In order for you to understand why I'm saying this, you have to understand the Department of Justice. So let's go over that real quick. I ain't going to take up too much of your time. We're about to get into the chess mode, but you got to understand the players. You got to understand the rules to the game. First of all, it's important for all of you all to know that the U.S. Department of Justice is part of the United States government. And the United States government has 3 branches. Now, I know some of y'all didn't pass civics, right? I wasn't interested in civics when I was in high school. I passed because I had to. I got a regents diploma, right? Not because I was doing some real serious work in school, right? It was just that was the only way when you live in New York, and I think California too used to have regents diplomas, right? That separated us from the riffraff, right? So I had no choice but to pass civics, but I wasn't really paying attention to civics until I became a voter, until I got serious about how my community, my family, my life was being affected, right? So now that I know how I'm being affected, I pay attention to these things. I'm going to take y'all real quick, if that's okay with y'all. I'm going to take y'all real quick through a small little educational component as it relates to the U.S. branches, the three branches that govern what's happening here with this case, right? The U.S. government is in three branches. You have your executive branch. Write this down, y'all, because I'm telling y'all. You got your executive branch, you have your judicial branch, and you have your legislative branch. The legislative branch, listen to me, family, because y'all got to know it's 2022. Something is happening in November, and it ain't the presidency. Something is happening in November. We're about to get there. It's 2022. I need y'all to stay awake. It's Sunday night. It's earlier. I need y'all to stay awake. The legislative branch is the branch that creates the law. That's all I need y'all to know. That's all I need you to know. It's the branch that creates the law. The judicial branch is the branch that interprets the law. One branch creates it, and the law is always ambiguous. It's always all over the place, right? It never makes sense to the layperson. But then they decided to come over a branch to interpret the law for the laws that the legislation created. So the judicial branch interprets the law. Then you have the executive branch. Who heads the executive branch? I'm going to ask y'all a question. I don't want to start tricking y'all. Let me just say what the executive branch does, and then I'm going to ask y'all a question. The executive branch enforces the law. So the legislative branch, I'm just giving y'all real easy stuff. The legislative branch creates the law, the judicial branch interprets the law, and the executive branch enforces the law. So out of these three branches, people, asking y'all two questions, right? We in school today. See, y'all jumping ahead. We got those nerdy behind students in the class. Out of the three branches, which branch does the president fall under? And which branch does the Department of Justice fall under? The DOJ. All right? Two easy questions. Out of those three branches, legislative, judicial, and executive, which one does the president fall under, and which one does the Department of Justice fall over? Y'all gonna learn how to play chess today, messing around with me. Cece says a legislation. That is wrong. Right? King Hazy says executive for both. Right? Very good. Trina Dawn says executive branch is the president's. Very good. Somebody says, Dilvin says executive and legislative. That's wrong. Executive and judicial. That is wrong. Right? So it is executive for both. Listen to what I'm saying to y'all, family. We're waking up today. This is a critical thinking lesson. Right? The president falls under executive. DOJ falls under executive. So y'all getting excited. Right? That's okay, T. That's okay, T in the Teal kitchen. Say, I won't act like I know. No need for us to act. Stunner says judicial for both. No. It's executive. Y'all need to wake up and pay attention. Executive for both. Executive for both. Understand what is happening here, people. How did we get here? Why the DOJ? Why the DOJ? I know they're responsible for enforcing laws, but why the DOJ? It started with the Judiciary Act of 1789. We got to go back because you got to understand where we were at in 1789, family. Let's wake up. Where were we as a people in 1789? The Judiciary Act of 1789 established the position of the Attorney General. Y'all better wake up and follow me. The Attorney General, the U.S. Marshal Service, and the U.S. Attorneys. The Attorney General, family, is appointed by who? Come on, I need y'all to wake up. Civics classes, let's go. Who is the Attorney General appointed by? Because I'm going to put everything into perspective. I'm going to slow you down. We're going to do some check-ins because we're going to start playing chess. Who Who appoints the Attorney General, people? Come on, y'all need to wake up. Thank you. I know some people's over there Googling. That's okay, right? Thank you. The president. Thank you. The president. Thank you here. The president. Allen. Thank you. The president. Fit to Faster. The president. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bobby Blue, the president of the United States. Come on, family. I need y'all to wake up. The president appoints the Attorney General. Who's over the DOJ? Who is over the Department of Justice? What position is over the Department of Justice? Because y'all get so excited. Oh, Lord, finally we got some federal charges. Ooh, yes, I love it so much. Justice for Brianna. Justice for Brianna. And we do want justice for Brianna, right? We do want justice for Brianna, but we got to wake up, people. Right? The Attorney General, right? Come on, family. I love y'all. The Attorney General. Come on, family. I love y'all. The Attorney General. Come on, family. I love y'all. Attorney General. It's okay if you Googled it. It is okay if you Googled it to find the information. It is okay because I want y'all to do that. I want y'all to wake up and start following the bouncing ball. The Attorney General is appointed by the President. The Attorney General is over the Department of Justice. The Attorney General advises the President on legal matters. The Attorney General represents the U.S. in court, represents the United States in court. The Attorney General. So where does the DOJ come into place? The DOJ came into place in 1870, people. What was happening to us in 1870, people? I need y'all to wake up. Wake up. What was happening to us in 1870, people? 1870. I need y'all to wake up. See, because I need y'all not to be sleeping in this area. Our ancestors went through what they went through for a reason. And we need to stop all this sleeping stupid stuff that we're doing. I'm so sick and tired of seeing all the sleeping stupid stuff that we're doing. 1870 people. 1870 people, not slavery. Here we go. Here we go, right? Here we go. Here we go. What else was happening? Who was the terror in 1870? Who was the terror in 1870? I need y'all to wake up. Who was the terror to the black folks in 1870? Who was the terror to the black folks in 1870? Somebody's going to say, why does this matter? There we go. There we go. Thank you so much, people. Thank you so much, people. I need y'all to wake up. Thank you so much, people. We got some students, some A students in the class. We got some A students in the class, and I need my A students in the class, and that's okay because we all working together. We all cheating on this exam together. I need y'all to wake up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, it was founded in the 1870. You can look that up. Google does a great job at that. It was founded in the 1870s. And why was it founded? Because the KKK was terrorizing us in our community. And you have to understand that it was created by Congress in 1870, and they put the Attorney General as its head in 1870. And they did that because of the KKK was terrorizing our asses. You got to understand, family, that the Attorney General is the highest ranking law enforcement. What's the word I just used? What's the word I just used? Thank you, Trina. See, this is what happens because we all sisters and brothers in here, and we can do things with our ego. We can challenge me, and that's okay. I can be challenged, but when I'm right, and I'm not coming on here without my research, baby. I'm never going to talk to you guys for my emotions and my feelings. I'm going to come with my critical thought, and I'm going to make sure my research is in place, my family. But I want you to be able to challenge me. I want you to be able to question me. I want you to be able to do that because I can get it wrong because I'm human. That's the key word, family. Pay attention to the key word, family. Pay attention to the key word, family, law enforcement. The Attorney General is the highest ranking law enforcement official and chief family. I'm going to say it again. Because some of y'all missing. I want your asses to catch up. The Attorney General is the highest ranking law enforcement official and chief legal advisor to who? Because y'all get excited. Ooh, justice for Brianna. Justice for Brianna. We want justice for Brianna. But we don't want pandering to our community. We don't want you to take our deaths in vain. We don't want you to capitalize off of the death of our black bodies. There you go. Go ahead, Sunshine Love. Go ahead, Sunshine Love. The president. Legal advisor to the president. So here it is. You have the Attorney General who decides when they're going to enforce these laws, right? They're going to say, when we're going to enforce these laws, we're going to decide that we're going to bring people up on charges. But, they do nothing without the president. And they are also the legal advisor to the president. Legal advisor to the president. We know we vote in our presidents. Every 4 years, we vote these jokers in. And we also know that in order for the president to get his power, we know his power comes from who? Who does his power come from? Who does the president need in place in order for him to get his power? Because he don't just be doing things on his own. At least he's not supposed to, right? He gets his power from where? Right? Look at with some no people. Come on. I mean, the people, but what people, right? There you go. So we got another A student in class, Congress. I see. This is why I go over this stuff. This is why I go over this stuff, because we're not understanding what happens. We're not understanding what happens. We get emotional, we get excited, and we really don't understand what happens. But if you're able to follow the bouncing ball, then you will better understand how you are a pawn on somebody else's chess game. You got to understand that every piece works together. Every strategy works together. 874 days. 874 days. What's changed? What's changed? What's changed now that wasn't there then? Why now? Why now, family? Come on, Sid. The Democrats have capitalized off every police shooting of a black person. Commodity and disposal. I do not trust Democrats. Come on, Sid. See, I ain't telling people who to vote for, who not to vote for. I want y'all to understand the chess move. Now, 874 days later, we got federal charges. And y'all just excited. Just excited. Right? The DOJ has a mission statement. And their mission statement is to enforce the law, to ensure public safety, to prevent and control crime, and to seek just punishment for people guilty of breaking the law. That's what the DOJ's mission is. Ensuring fair and so-called impartial justice for all Americans. That's what it is. The U.S. Attorney's role is to prosecute criminal cases initiated by the U.S. government. So if the president says, I want to see charges, if he's talking to the U.S. the Attorney General, and he says, I want to see charges brought against these officers because I think it's a strategy. Now, I'm not telling y'all the president said this. I'm just role playing for a second. Let's make believe. Let's make believe the president said, we need a strategy. November 2022, we're having midterm elections. That happens every 2 years after the presidency, right? Some of y'all didn't know that, but that's okay. You're learning today. just in case you're not paying attention, because I know some of us are just excited about the presidential election. We get really excited about these things. Ooh, I'm going to go vote for the Democrats. I'm going to go vote for the Republicans. I'm going to go vote for independents. We get so excited about these things, and then 2 years later, we forget about voting. Just in case y'all missed that. That's okay. I'm going to say that again. We get so excited about the presidential election. I can't wait to get this person out the court, the chair, the White House. He's racist. I can't wait to get this person out the White House. He don't care about black people. I can't wait to get this person out the White House. He's hurting our economy. We always can't wait to get somebody out of the White House, and we fail at it 2 years later. We fail at it 2 years later. When it's midterm elections. You got to understand that we're so excited about the DOJ bringing charges on these officers that were involved, whether directly or indirectly, involved in Brianna Taylor's murder, because that's what we're going to call it. It's a murder. We get excited about these things, but we have to understand who the Department of Justice is and who the Department of Justice works for. Don't ever forget J. Edgar Hoover in the FBI. Don't ever forget that the FBI is under the DOJ. Don't ever forget that the FBI had did some real wicked things to our community. And don't forget the DOJ is under the presidency. So nothing happens to our community by accident. Don't ever forget that. So the question you should be asking is having an attorney general that is appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate. Ooh, y'all missed that. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to say it slower because I'm trying to tell y'all about the three branches, and I'm trying to tell y'all about midterm elections. And I know I'm moving fast, and y'all might be missing a lot of things. So let me just slow that down for just a second. I'm going to say that a little bit slower. The question you ought to be asking yourself before you get super duper excited is having an attorney general that is appointed by the president. Remember, the attorney general is over the DOJ. The DOJ, the attorney general, is what bringing up these charges against the police officers in Louisville, right? So it's having an attorney general that is appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate. Midterm elections, November 2022. Y'all prepared? Y'all know who you're voting for? Midterm elections, November 2022. Are you prepared and do you know who you're voting for? Because the attorney general is appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate. So I'm asking you guys, is the attorney general the best way to ensure a fair and impartial justice system? Just a question I'm asking. I'm not making any inference. I'm just asking you a question. Is the attorney general, who is appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate, is the attorney general the best way to ensure fair and impartial justice? Let me tell you about the attorney general, the DOJ, because a little black history, because some people don't get it. Little black history, DOJ. You know, we had our A student, the honor roll student. I forgot his name, Mr. Toussaint. Are you here? Let me know if you're still in the audience. Just give me a shout out if you're still in the audience to my A student. Right? Because this is what he wanted y'all to know. So we're going to jump ahead because I'm going to start giving y'all what he wants you to know. Okay? The Department of Justice was born in 1870. And it was born to enforce civil rights. Our community, after being emancipated, was being terrorized by the KKK. They were the world's greatest terror squad and violent people when it came to our people. And so the Department of Justice, or the Justice Department, or the DOJ, same agency, different ways of saying it, they were put into place because the Justice Department was the department that decided to create enforcement acts and criminal codes, because they needed the enforcement acts on the paper in the law and the criminal codes in order for them to make it possible for the federal government to enforce the various amendments that were in place. And in order for them to get the KKK allegedly under control, allegedly, this whole thing is a shit show, to be honest with you. The whole thing is a shit show. Because we know the KKK infiltrated all of those positions, all of those agencies. It's a joke. It's a joke. Are we really going to get them to turn on themselves? I mean, the whole thing is a big fat joke. With all due respect, a big fat joke. But nevertheless, they had to create these enforcement acts and these criminal codes in order for them to enforce the various amendments that's found in a Bill of Rights, which is a part of the U.S. Constitution. So they needed to create these codes in order for them to so-called bring down the KKK that infiltrated all these departments, including the FBI, including the Judicial Department, including the Police Department. I mean, come on, let's just be honest. So here it is, as we begin to play chess, because I'm out of here in exactly 20 minutes. Short show today. Here it is. We're getting so excited. We're saying about time. About time we're going to have some real justice. Are we really going to have real justice? Because November 2022 is an election year. It is time to play chess. And every time the U.S. government plays chess, there's a certain people that is always in the position of the pawns. 2022 is election year. There is a total of how many seats, y'all? I'm going to wake y'all up because some of y'all be missing it. How many seats in the U.S. Congress is up for grabs? Come on, y'all. Wake up. How many seats in the U.S. Congress is up for grabs? Nope, not 6. How many seats? Nope, not 10. How many seats is up for grabs? Why is Michi X blocked? Who said Michi X is blocked? Why is she blocked? She should not be blocked on the channel. She should be a moderator on this channel. My sister, if she's blocked, she needs to text me. I don't know why she's blocked. I'll be able to have to go in there for my phone to let her in. Somebody says like 60. Nope. Like 15. Nope. Like 22. Nope. Like 230. Nope. Y'all playing with me. Y'all playing with me. Who said it? You close. Yep. No, not close. You hit it. This person right here hit it. Oops, sorry. This person hit it. Y'all see that, family? 435 seats are up for grabs. And how many Senate seats? How many Senate seats are up for grabs? How many Senate seats are up for grabs? Come on, don't tell me 435 now. Somebody already got it. We already got the answer on the board. My A student got it. How many Senate seats are up for grabs? I need y'all to wake up. This is why we lose at chess. I know politics is boring. But it's the reason why, there you go, Miss B. There you go, Miss B. And like I always say to y'all, I'm okay if y'all Google it. I want y'all to know this stuff. You got to know this stuff. You got to know this stuff so you can stop being a pawn. So you can stop being a pawn. 34 Senate seats are up for grabs. (2022) is an important year, family. They're using her death as leverage. It is an important year because many of y'all don't know what the U.S. Census did in 2020, why that U.S. Census was important, and how they used that for their trickery. The stuff that we try to avoid all the time. I'm not filling out the census. I'm not doing that because I don't want nobody to know nothing about me. I'm undercover. I'm hiding from the government. Ooh, I'm this, I'm that. The crazy stuff that we be saying sometimes be pissing me off. And I still don't know who can answer that question about why this election in 2022 is important. Why are they using this election in 2022, the election that so many of us don't care about because we only care about the presidency? Why are they using this as a strategy? Because the U.S. Census from 2020 was important. Ms. B is showing up to school. She's showing up to school. This is the first election that is taking place after redistricting and apportionment. Apportionment. I think that's it. I'm losing my train of thoughts. Following the 2020 election. And since that happened, 6 states gained seats. Y'all want to know what the 6 states are? 6 states gained seats. And those 6 states was Texas. Ooh, that's a problem. They gained seats. That means they're going to get more seats. Texas, Colorado, Florida, Montana, North Carolina, and Oregon. So you know when you're watching the news on election night and they have the map and they show the blue states and they show the red states, y'all need to be paying attention to this. And you got to understand why they're showing you blue states and why they're showing you red states, why they're doing stuff like that. You got, yes, somebody said Texas and Florida, shaking my head. I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm trying to wake y'all up critically so you can see. I don't care how boring it is. This matters because what they play on are our emotions, not our intellect. They're banking on so many of us to not use our intellect when it comes to playing this game of chess. We showing it with checkers. We think we're doing something big. King me, whatever. That's what we think we're doing. 7 states lost seats. You ready for this? Who are the states that lost seats? 7 states. California, ooh, a very Democratic state. Illinois, Michigan, New York, ooh, the epic center of the world, really. New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia lost seats. This is a chess move. They have to show up and let you all black community, let you know we're doing something for Brianna Taylor, justice for Brianna, because we need and want your votes, because they know when it comes to our votes are the deciding factors. Our vote decides who's getting in there. So the Democrats, with all due respect, they're banking on you to show up and vote for them. And so they gave you a little bone. They are dangling a little treat in front of your head. They're giving you a little bone because they need desperately to take over those seats. Some of the most liberal states lost seats. And they need to gain power, maintain power in the House of Senate and in the House of Representatives. They need to make sure they keep their power in Congress. Right now, the U.S. Senate has 48 Democrats, 50 Republicans, and 2 that are independent. And usually the independents swing to the Democratic side, usually, when it comes to voting. 50-50. They need to gain seats. All House seats are also up for election. All House seats, all 435 seats are up for election. And in the House, 220 are Democrats, 210 are Republicans. But how the world has been going in current days and how this administration is badly messing up, do not be surprised if the Republicans take the House. So Democrats know when we stand the chance of losing to the Republicans, we're neck to neck when it comes to Senate. 34 Senate seats are up for grabs. 435 seats is up for grabs. And we are known for losing when we do poorly in administration like now, and they're nervous. So they have to always find something, people, in order to get your emotions going, people, because they need your vote. They will always pander to our community. They don't worry about what the Asians are doing. They don't worry about the Indians. They don't worry about the Muslims. They don't worry about the Jewish population for the most part. I have to pause there. Let me take that back. I'm going to take that back. I'm going to take that back. Let me pause on that for a second. I'm just saying. No disrespect. I have to pause on that for a second. Let me rewind. Give me an opportunity to rewind and do it over. They don't worry about the Asian community. They don't worry about the Indians. They don't worry about the other category, the O, the other, right? They do worry about the black population. And we have been so vocal in our disappointment. We have been so enraged about what is happening to us in our community, and we're being ignored. We have been so upset. We started to make them nervous. We have been organizing. We have been strategizing. We have been saying we're about to not vote for your funky asses anymore, Mr. and Mrs. Democrats. We're about to not vote for your funky asses no more because y'all been messing up, and we're tired of the bullshit. So we are going to take our votes elsewhere, or we're not going to vote at all because you guys are showing us your true colors, and we're tired of the bullshit, and we're tired of being left on the sideline. We're not playing these games for you anymore. And when our voice becomes too strong and too nerve-wracking for them, they started to pander toward the Hispanic population. When our voices become too anti-Democrat, they start to stand up and they start going for the Hispanic population. Right? And then when they saw their asses pandering to the Hispanic population, right? And the Hispanics started saying, Hispanics for Republicans, Hispanics for Republicans. They started to backtrack and they came back over to us. So they bouncing between us because the Hispanics like 18% of the population. We like 13% of the population. They was trying to use another strategy, another chess move. And to get us back on board, especially black women, in order to get us back on board, they have to say, justice for Brianna. We're going to charge these jokers. We're going to charge these jokers. So we're going to have the Department of Justice and the Attorney General, who is the highest ranking law enforcement official, charge these jokers. Yeah, all right. Y'all keep falling for the okie doke. I hope I'm wrong. Personally speaking, I hope I'm wrong. But y'all go ahead and keep falling for the okie doke. So what am I saying as I prepare to leave out of here? Right, I'm going. What I'm saying to y'all family is we got to stop getting excited for symbolism. I know this is not the first time you all heard me say this. We got to stop getting excited for symbolism. We got to stop being, justice for Brianna. We want justice. We do. But sometimes some justice is not going to be given to us. Just put it that way, to put it lightly. It ain't going to be given to us. And we have to follow the bouncing ball. We always have to connect the dots. We have to be able to say, well, the Department of Justice. Well, who has the Department of Justice? Oh, the Attorney General's over the Department of Justice. Well, who put the Attorney General there? Oh, the President put the Attorney General there. Well, how does the President get his power? Oh, Congress gives the President his power. Oh, very interesting. Well, who's Congress? Oh, we have the House of Representatives. We have Senate. Okay, we understand that, amongst other positions too, right? We have this. Okay, I understand. Well, what party is the president in? Oh, the president's in the Democratic Party. Okay, and if they get their power from Congress, well, how many Democrats is in Congress? These are the kind of questions we should be asking. This is how we should be thinking. Because when you start doing these kind of things, And you see, oh, what are the major elections we need to pay attention to? Oh, presidential and the midterms. Okay, when does the midterms happen? Oh, 2 years after the presidency. 2 years after, oh, it's 2022. What very interesting things are happening that we're making it a big civil rights thing? Oh, what are all the civil rights things happening right now? Magically, in 2022, magically, during the year of midterms, magically, these things are coming about magically. What is really happening here, family? This is how we ought to be thinking. You can vote for whoever you want to vote for. I'm not telling you that. What I'm saying to you, you should know why you're voting for the people you're voting for. You should know who they are. You should know what their history is. You should know how they treat your community. You should know what is their agenda for our community. You should know who do they work with in our community, and the people that look like us that they work with, do they really represent us? You should be asking all these questions before you cast a vote. And that could be true. They have their think tank working on black people right now, and that could be true. But you got to understand how this is all connected. Right? You got to understand how this is all connected. When you see them starting to do things and they're starting to pander to us really hard, and they started to answer our questions that we asked when incidents have happened. Can you bring charges on this? Isn't this a violation? And then 2 years later, they giving it to you. You got to be suspicious about stuff like that. See, some of us ain't suspicious enough, and that's what bothers me, to be honest with you. Some of us are not suspicious enough. Right? And that's what bothers me. We just react. We need to sit down and be like, hold on a second, before I get excited. What am I getting excited about? That's what you should be asking yourself. What am I getting excited about really? It looks good. And I'm not trying to take away from the theme of justice for Brianna. I'm not trying to eliminate or minimize it. I'm not trying to do that at all. I want us to wake up and know when you're being used. Know when you are being a sucker. That's all I'm trying to do. Understand that every time a major election is coming up, they start using us. And we just give into it. We be walking out on the chessboard, getting eaten up by the other side. Boom, 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 boom. We getting eaten up. Send them first. Send them first. We like the jokers that they draft during wartime, the jokers that have no experience, never use a gun, don't know how to take cover. We like those jokers. Send them first. We like the bully big brothers and big sisters when we go into the scary house, we take the little brothers and sisters and we send them first. Send them first. Send them first. And we just all excited. Oh, I'm going to go save the world. Getting shot up and killed. Send them first. I'm just going to need y'all to step back for just a second. I know y'all like to get excited about things. I know you like to stay along with the little themes that they put on and all the marketing that they invest in to make sure that justice for Brianna, for federally charged, shows up against your screen, whether you're using your computer or your smartphone. All of that's not by accident. They know who black and watching it. They know how to put their clickbait money in there, their advertising money, so they can select who the hell this is going to show up in for. All they have to do is make this ad or make this video or make this post show up in front of everybody who has used the hashtag Justice for Brianna. And then it's going to feed you. You're going to get all excited. And then at the same time, after they get you all excited, get your panties wet. Once your panties are wet, guess what they're going to do? They're going to start sending you the people to vote for. For all the people who use the hashtag Justice for Brianna, we want you to send these politicians to their feed so they can vote for these politicians. All of that stuff is done in strategy because they play on your emotions. I need y'all to be critical in your thinking. I need y'all to be critical in your thinking. Don't feed into all that bullshit, because that's what they're going to do. And the they I'm talking about is the Democrats. They always want to give you promises when it's time to get your vote. And then they disappear and you won't get nothing in return. Right? Somebody said, yep, get your political panties wet. That's what happens. That's what happens. And we don't understand how all of this is used. I bet you one thing, they ain't going to have a lot of views in this video. You know why? Because this video is anti-them. So guess what? With the algorithms, you already know what's going down. You already know what's going to happen. Y'all ain't going to be able to see my video. That's why you have to share it. That's why you have to engage on the channel. That's why you have to leave comments. That's why you have to give it a thumbs up. You can give it a thumbs down if you want to as well. But that's why you have to engage in the channel. Most important, you have to share it. Because certain things they're not going to put out there. And y'all already know my channel is ghosted. Y'all already know. I can talk about the most asinine thing that's not even popular and get 30,000 views. The most asinine thing that's not even popular. But the minute when I start talking about some stuff that's going to really help you, I'll get 6,000 views. That's why y'all got to do your work. Y'all got to do your job. Yes, it was a slower video. Yes, it was an educational video, but I'm not here to play games with y'all. I'm not here to entertain y'all. I'm not here to keep y'all angry and upset just because. I'm not here for the clicks. I'm not here for the views. I'm here to drop the knowledge. Do whatever you want to do with it. That's on you. I know what I'm doing November 2022. I know what I'm doing in November 2022. You got to know what you're doing. So I love you all. Y'all have a great night. Ladies, go ahead and visit the website helpingcouplesreconnect.com. helpingcouplesreconnect.com. Go ahead and get your massage oil candles, your pheromones, and everything else from that site. I know I have to re-up on my massage oil candle because my dude is already like, I'm slipping. When was the last time I got a massage? Well, Negro, when was the last time I got a massage? You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and get your candles. I love you all. Visit helpingcouplesreconnect.com. Go ahead and share this video of you on YouTube. Go ahead and share this video of you on Facebook. I kept the PG-13 like I promised. So y'all can go ahead and do me that favor and share the video. Give the video a thumbs up. Give the video your hearts, your caring emojis, your smiley face emojis, whatever you do. I love you all. I love you all. You have a blessed night. And there go my A student. You get nothing but an A. I love you all. Have a great night.